Counting in at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Mamavee here again, back for another short mukbang. And we just wanted to tell you about how our trip to Hawaii went. So I just want to show you what I got here today. And so I got a poke bowl because I've been on a poke hype ever since Hawaii. But this is my first time eating poke since coming back from Hawaii. I think I'm gonna be a little disappointed because it's not fresh caught fish. But I have your rice right here, and then you have like T-A-K-O, I say taco kind of fish, and then I got ahi, and then spicy tuna, a little crab salad, and limu, which is a seaweed salad. So that goodness right there. Then baby daddy, show them what you got.
So I got Korean plate, spicy pork, bulgogi, rice, kimchi, broccoli, and vegetables.
The broccoli's so random.
Right?
Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and take a bite and then tell you how Hawaii went. And let's see. So here is the ahi. Yeah, definitely different. It's not horrible, but if you guys ever had like freshly caught fish, and a poke is like raw fish essentially, right? And so if the one in Hawaii, like that fish, it was so tender, just melted in your mouth, and it didn't have that fishy smell because it was caught fresh daily. All the places that I went to, all the fish was caught daily, and I loved it. That's literally all I ate in Hawaii for breakfast, lunch, and dinner was poke. And poke tacos, poke nachos, and just regular poke over rice. My favorite is a limu, the seaweed salad.
So Hawaii was amazing. We visited the Big Island. And we mostly stayed on, which was the city again?
We were in Kona. The Big Island has like, we flew into the Kona airport. The Big Island is pretty big. And we went, it was a total of 7 of us. And yeah, we went for a friend's 30th birthday celebration. And it was super fun. Yeah, see this, I mean, the poke is okay, but like, it's not like Hawaii.
So when we first landed, we went to go eat at the Kona Brewing Company, which that's something that I really wanted to go to because I love drinking their beer. And the experience was good. It actually rained on us, but it wasn't like, it was like a misty rain. But they had outdoor seating because the indoor seating was very limited. So they had the little umbrella, so you really didn't get too much rain on you, which was nice.
Yeah, and it was warm rain. So like, it was like a really nice day other than the rain. And it would go on and off, sprinkle here and there. It personally didn't bother me. But yeah, I had the poke there. It was really good, but I felt like they had some wasabi with it, and I felt like the wasabi took away from the extra flavor of the poke. Like, I like seasoning on food that enhances the flavor and doesn't try to be the flavor, right? Where you're just, or spicy for spicy stuff, where it's just like super spicy and you can't really taste it. Like when the spices really just enhances the food.
After the brewing factory, we went to go hang out at the hotel. Resort. We actually stayed at a 2-floor resort, multiple bedrooms, really nice. It had like outdoor patios with like beach chairs where you could sit and hang out. It was right next to the Sheraton Hotel.
It was called I believe it was Mauna Loa. resort, and yeah, like baby daddy has said, it was really nice, really chill. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was just a beautiful location. And so the first day we got there, we pretty much just ate and chilled, and we were gonna go to see the manta rays. So you can snorkel with manta rays, but I don't know how to swim. And of course, when you do the snorkeling with the manta rays, it's actually at night, because that's when the plankton, which is what they feed off of, come to the surface. And so I was a little nervous, and they're like, well, you have a life vest, but I didn't want like my nerves to get the best of me to kind of ruin the experience for everybody else. So we opted not to do the manta rays, and the group
ended up doing it.
The group ended up doing it the day that we left, because we only stayed for I think about 3 days in Hawaii, and they stayed for a total like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. So after we went to Queens Marketplace, after the brewing company, we walked around a little bit, and then we ended up at Lava Lava Beach Club, which is an amazing beach club. It's a very nice environment. The food is very good. However, it's kind of on the beach resort price side. So if you do check out Lava Lava Beach Club, you can go there anytime. It's a nice environment. They had live music playing when we went, which was awesome. I believe you got the
poke? I got the poke nachos, which was poke and a bunch of like vegetables and like a nice sauce with fried wontons wrappers and like in chip style. It was okay, but I'm more of a traditional, like I like if you can make poke really good with just some rice, some limu, and a couple of like and some soy sauce and cucumbers, you impress me. But that was like a lot that necessarily didn't impress me. I was like, okay, this is okay, but the wontons kind of filled me up very quickly. So at the end, I ended up just eating the fresh fish, because I didn't want to let it go to waste.
And I got the chicken rice bowl, which they served in a pineapple, which is really good. Can't say anything bad about it.
The rice was a little dry, like.
Well, yeah, the rice was a little dry.
A little crispy, for my liking.
So that was day 1, very chill day. We relaxed most of the day.
Mhm.
Day 2, we did a lot of activities.
Yeah, because luckily the people that we were with were really trying to do as much as we could in the time period that we were at least there for the short amount of time, because we had to go back early because of the kids, and my parents needed us back by Saturday night, and we had flew out Wednesday morning. And the weird thing about like Hawaii too, it was like 3 hours behind.
So essentially, we had left at 7 a.m., but we got to Hawaii at 9 a.m.
It was like a 5-hour flight from here. And so anyways, for the second day was the most adventurous day of
an exhausting day.
we went with Seaquest. We love that company.
Seaquest.
You guys should definitely check them
Highly
out.
recommend. All of their trips, fabulous trips.
Cool. So we went to Seaquest, and so they're the company that took us snorkeling, and they're actually the company that took the crew. They'd use that same company to go dive with the manta rays or snorkel with the manta rays. But essentially what you do is they take you on a little motorboat. No more than 16 people can fit on the boat. And they take you around the ocean, and you snorkel at famous sites that you might see, some fishes, some sea turtles. And it was bomb, because we had the best crew members. Like, so there's a captain, and then I believe like he had an assistant on board. I honestly forgot his assistant's name, but I think it was
Marlene.
Marlene. She was awesome. She was super nice. And then we had, our captain was Bill.
Bill. Highly recommend, if you go on any of the Seaquest voyages, try to get Captain Bill. Mm-hmm. He's very informative, tells you so much about the places that you go visit.
Yeah, so Captain Bill was awesome because, well, at least to me, because like he did more than what the trip wanted, more than what the trip required of them. Like they're literally just supposed to take you to 3 different snorkeling spots, you know, and along the way maybe stop to certain locations. But he like showed us like all the places that like a lot of native Hawaiians talking about, or a lot of locals talk about. He showed us where Pele, the legend where Pele actually lays. So Pele is the volcano goddess, and so he was super nice. And why I found them super nice is because I don't know how to swim. So I know how to like kind of not drown, if that makes sense, but it's different swimming in a pool than swimming in a big old sea. Like we were 10 to 15 waters deep. So like if you're going down, it's not like the pool where you can just walk to like, you know, the 8 feet and then jump back up, or the 5 feet. No, it's like you're there in the middle of the water. And I have a fear of water because I've almost drowned before when trying to learn how to swim. So I literally will avoid big bodies of water at all costs. But when in Hawaii, but when in Hawaii, you gotta do certain things, and that was one of my things. So I was literally the last person on the boat. I had a life vest on. I had goggles. I had earplugs. I had a nose plug. I had flippers. They even gave me a noodle, and I seen everybody else jump in. And it was me and our other friend who they didn't know how to. Well, this person, they did know how to swim, but wasn't super confident, I believe, in their swimming. So it was me and them in their life vest. So I literally was so hesitant to get off the boat. And then Marlene and Bill were like, honey, like you're not gonna drown, like you are going to float. I don't even think your face will go underwater when you try to snorkel. And I was like, okay. So she was like, you ready to just have me push you off? And I was like, yeah. And then she'd be like, 1, 2. I was like, no, I'm not ready. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna let you do it by yourself. Here's a noodle to kind of make you feel secure, to hold on to something. And so so they actually tell you that they have a ladder, right, for you to climb back on the boat. You're not supposed to use the ladder going off the boat because you could get hurt. You know, if your body if the waves push you back and your body hits the ladder. But she literally let me use the ladder. She like put the ladder down, and she was like, okay, what you want to do is just hold on one side to the ladder and then flip your body over so you don't like plunge into the water. And that's the scary part, when that 1 second when your head goes underwater. And so after like I think 10 minutes of sitting on the boat, like I don't think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just every snorkeling spot, I'm gonna sit on this boat. But then I was like, if I don't get off this boat, this first snorkeling spot, like I'm not gonna ever get off the boat now. So I was like, okay, I'm around a bunch of people who like know how to swim. I do have a life vest on. I have a noodle. I have a snorkeling gear. So I jumped in and I was like super scared, but it was fun. And then everybody was like, are you okay? And because I was nervous about navigating the waters, I actually didn't want to be with the crew. Like I wanted to do my own thing and be away from people, because like that was making my anxiety more when I was around people, because I didn't know, I wasn't too comfortable steering my body around, because all I wanted to do was like grip onto my life vest like this, even though it's like latched onto you. So the first snorkel spot was really nice. You saw a bunch of like yellowfish, black and white strip. A lot of the fishes that you see on Finding Nemo. I don't know what their names are. I'll probably insert it later.
So the first thing, so the first spot that we went to is called Refuge. I'm sorry. It was referred to as Refuge something. But they called it Refuge because in times of war at Hawaii, you could actually go to that place. And this would be a place for like women and children and wounded warriors.
And the elderly.
And the elderly who wouldn't fight. So they would all come to that location, and that's why they called it Refuge.
Then if you did commit a crime, because it was like a peaceful area, I believe they would send you back if you were able to. Like if you committed a crime while you're at the refuge place, they would send you back to go fight or whatever. And like just hearing the history was like super cool. It was super beautiful. Like
Really?
I'll enter in either clips in between this or after the video. I'll enter in clips of the different locations that we're talking about, because I definitely love taking photographs and videos of everywhere we go. So I did a lot of that.
I want to add another thing to the snorkeling thing. I am an experienced swimmer. However, being in open ocean water, you would really want to use the noodles that they give you or a life vest. Because it's not that, when you're in a pool, you can easily get out of the pool and then just rest. However, in ocean water, the noodle keeps you afloat. You could tuck it underneath your arms and then just put your head in the water and you'll stay afloat. And then you could just see all the fish underneath. So I would highly recommend to use all the materials that are provided to you. If you think you can do it without it, hey, more power to you. But I thought I could do it. I jumped off the boat. I realized I was in open ocean water and I got exhausted the first spot that we were at.
Yeah, and Bill even asked him like, Jonas, do you need a noodle? And I was like, please throw his ass a noodle.
I actually asked him for 2 noodles because then more support. And then you're very comfortable rather than having to worry about floating. You let the noodle do the work and you just enjoy the experience.
Yeah, and that was another thing about Bill. It was like he was very observant, even though like we were swimming around and people said, oh, they're comfortable swimming, or us with life vests. Like there was time I would look at the boat and he'd be like observing, making sure everybody was okay. And yeah, like Jonah said, he was like, oh, I'm gonna toss you a noodle. And then the second spot we went to, the waters were a little bit murky, so you couldn't see much, but there were fish. I saw a sea turtle from afar, so you saw its little head, its shell. Some of the other group members were able to follow the turtle, so they were swimming behind the turtle underwaters, which I thought was like super cool. But we weren't at that location for so long because the waters were a little bit murky, so everybody slowly went back to the boat before time was up.
He actually called that spot sea turtle something because it's a place known for seeing a lot of sea turtles.
Yeah.
And I actually got seasick there. So another thing I recommend, if you do get motion sickness, which I did, and you feel it coming up, don't just hold it because you're just going to hinder your experience. Let it go. You just jump in the water, do whatever you have to do to relieve yourself from the motion sickness, and then enjoy your experience.
Yeah, and then another good thing is that they have, I forgot what it's called, but they have motion sickness pills that I actually took 30 minutes before the boat ride. But this was from like 8 o'clock and you don't arrive back to shore until 1. So you would take 2 right before, and then you should take 2, by the second stop that you make. So that way you don't get motion sickness. I mean, sometimes motion sickness is hard to avoid, but I personally think the pills helped because I was feeling a little bit sick during the trip a little bit, but I think the pills help me overcome that. And after every stop, they always have snacks and water for you.
Snacks, water,
and
fruit.
Which was really nice to kind of re-energize you because you're in the sun, like you're in the water for at least each stop. We were there for a good 30 to 40 minutes. And then you're not only just driving to the next stop, like he drives and stops to let you see landmarks and caves and blowholes and lava tubes, and so it was really cool. We saw many waterfalls.
Yeah, awesome.
And then we got to the third stop, which was Captain Cook's site where monument where he first landed when his ships came, and he told us a bunch of history on that. But that was really cool, and that was probably the snorkel spot that everybody went to.
Full of people, many people there.
Yeah, I think they ranked it like one of the top snorkeling spots in Hawaii.
It's actually where Finding Nemo got the first scene, don't go off the drop off. Mm-hmm. That's actually the spot that inspired that scene. Yeah, because literally, like, you're swimming and you see the coral, all of a sudden it just, like, drops to, like, deep water that you can't even see. And there's, like, currents, too, but of course, if you're a little fish, the currents are strong, but we saw the currents, and it was pushing my body a little bit, but you were able to swim against it because the waters were really calm. Yeah. There's a ton of people there, and like the fish were like swimming in between like my legs. Like the coral's not that far from you compared to the other snorkeling spots, and I was so afraid that I was gonna kick one of the fish that like I was just trying to like swim away, and
I was at the beginning, like I was bumping into people because I was holding onto my noodle and my like this, and so I wasn't using my arms to swim. But I got the hang of it after a while. But it was super cool. It was a good experience, and then they had lunch for us. They had lunch for us, and little chocolates, and then we got back onto shore. And yo, I'm a brown person, obviously. And I've never gotten sunburn. Like, I don't really use sunscreen because I've never really gotten sunburn. I mean, I love the tan that the sun gives me, like, but look, like, look at this difference. Oh, wait. So this is my bathing suit. This was my skin before Hawaii. And this is my skin, obviously, just from the 4-hour boat ride. I did put sunscreen on, but I forgot to reapply.
Yeah,
so,
because
like,
once you go into the water, it just washes it all away.
Yeah, so, like, I actually got sunburned. Like, the Hawaii sun was unforgiving even for my brown island self. And so I thought I was protected because I was like, I'm Polynesian, we used to the sun. I'm not. I'm from California. I'm a land animal.
Yep.
I lost some of my ancestry, my ancestral, like my ancestral gifts, like swimming and all of that. So, but it was super fun. Definitely do sun screen. Seaquest. Bill was awesome.
Bill was totally
and Marlene
awesome.
was awesome, and I really enjoyed the company. And then also on some of their apparel and stuff, you get 15% off if you buy it after the trip.
After the trip, yes.
And so we got cute little
little sharks
that said Seaquest, and they had little Seaquest
they had a little
hoodies.
hoodie on. I got one of their t-shirts. It's a nice dry fit material. It has a pocket on the right that zips up. It's like really made for doing ocean or water activities with the shirt, and it's very cool. I wore it on our last day there, and it's a long sleeve, and Hawaii is just very humid and hot, and I felt very comfortable in this shirt.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a dry fit. It's kind of a mixture of dry fit and rash guard.
Yeah.
So it was really good. And then another notable thing that we want to say about Hawaii is, like, it rains on and off, so, but don't be scared of the rain. Like, I mean, unless you got your hair did and straightened, you might want to bring a hat and umbrella, but, like, I was walking in the rain, didn't mind it. I mean, you're looking at we didn't go to, like, a highly tourist area like Maui, Honolulu, Oahu, and so you're really in nature, and it was just like a cool thing to just be like surrounded by mountains, surrounded by people who care about like the environment and protecting this ecosystem. And even when we went to they even in Hawaii have sunscreen that is sensitive to corals and the fish, so that those chemicals don't affect their their lifestyle, I guess you would say. Another thing is, okay, I'm gonna go back to the poke. I can't forget about the poke. So I'm a little disappointed. We'll be right back. I need to grab that. So I'm gonna take a minute to go back to the poke again. All right, and so I really love poke because it's like a cool version of ota. So ota is like a Tongan dish. It's essentially like raw fish. We don't use rice, but we use like taro for like a side dish or something, but it has a bunch of vegetables and stuff cut up into it. So we went to Kona Kona Bar Grill, and it was awesome. So it looks like a little hole in the wall, right? Like it's a small family owned restaurant, but the food, bam, it was bomb. Not only the best poke in Hawaii, I've only been to one island so far, but all the restaurants within near the Kona area, it was the best poke I've had in my life ever. And so one thing that like Bill told us was like, the one thing is like with him, he was a fisherman, so he would go on the boats, catch like those big old tunas, like on like what was that show called? What's that
Deadliest
show?
Catch.
Deadliest Catch, like those big old tunas. He caught it himself. We'll insert some clips and videos of interviews of him that we have later, and it was just awesome. Like he was telling us so
So it's owned by a man named Brian, and if you Google it, it comes up as Sun-Dried Specialties, but the real name of it is Kona Bar and Grill.
And then look, so this, if you guys look here, I mean, the lighting is going to show it, but this is not fresh. So fishes aren't brown when you first, use their flesh. It's a bright pink. So this is brown. And what he told us was the way they preserve it, because they ship it in from sometimes different countries, is they have CO2 with it.
They pump it with CO2.
They pump it with CO2, and he was like, the brown means it's not fresh. It's a couple of days old. It's frozen. And he was like, with his tuna, you bite on it and just melts in your mouth, literally like cotton candy. This, you gotta chew on it, and I'm not impressed by this. It smells fishy. His fish was fresh, but it didn't smell fishy at all. Like, this smells like this been sitting out. Like, this is not fresh, obviously. I mean, but that's the perks of being on the island, right? But he really cared about the fish. He really cared about his food. And so I tried his ahi tuna and his shrimp there, and it was bomb. Like, I ate every single thing of it. And a friend of ours got this poke that's called J-Dog. Now, that's on the spicier side. But the great thing about it is, like, you can tell, like, so it's fresh, right? So it's not just sitting in its spices or the way he marinates it. But it felt like it was just the fish itself was spicy. Like, that fish was swimming in the ocean like, I'm a spicy fish. Like, that's how good he marinates his food. And he doesn't reuse it the next day. He turns it into, like, jerky or something, right? And then he gets a new fish. Fresh catch. So he either catches it himself, or he works with the local market or fishermen that catches it fresh daily themselves.
So I had the fish burger, which was awesome. If you're not into pokés or eating raw fish, the fish burger is amazing.
It's fried, right?
No, he doesn't fry anything. Grill everything. So it was just one of the best fish burgers I've ever had. He had a little aioli sauce that went with it. Perfect.
Everybody there that had the fish stuff was like, that's obviously his specialty. And I know some people are like nervous about mom and pop, like shops that look like mom and pops, and getting seafood from there and stuff. But honestly, you gotta try his seafood. And his person who was helping us pick our food was so nice. She let a friend of ours try every single one of their poke and see which one she liked, because they were like, we're gonna just turn into jerky. Like, we need to sell it tonight.
That's one thing we also learned about the island. You get treated how you treat others. And with Bill and Brian, we treated them like they were family. So they took us in as family. And they let us do extra things that they wouldn't normally do. Like with Bill, he let us stay like an hour long, like a little bit longer on the excursion for the snorkeling. And Brian, he let us try all his food. And he let us hang out in his spot, even it was after hours. They put the close sign off, and we were just hanging out in there.
Yeah, we asked them, like, hey, we know you guys close at 7:30. Is it okay that we still eat here? And the girl there was like, we like your mana so much. Like, we can, like, the way you guys talk to each other, why you guys are just ordering, the way you guys are, like, polite to us. And, like, mana is, like, at least how I interpret it, like, because different Polynesian communities might interpret it different. But my general interpretation of it is, like, your heart, like, your soul, like, the way you go about, like, life, like, people can feel that, like, your mana is good, your spirit is good. And so we were like telling her, yeah, can we eat? And she was like, yes, that's fine, like, your mana's so nice, like, I can just tell you guys are, like, good people, feel free to eat here. Because she was like, we have work in the back before we actually close up. And we're like, oh, do you want us to clean off the tables and stuff? She was like, no, you guys are totally fine. And so we stayed in there an hour past closing, which was nice. And Brian let us interview him. And, like, we were, baby daddy was super intimidated to interview him, because, like, this guy is like the people that you watch on TV who, like, carefully craft their, like, cut their fish, you know, go out fishing for their fish and stuff like that, and, like, knows everything about higher and lower grades of fish. Like, we watch food channels all the time, and this is a guy who would be on the food channel.
He's the guy that should be on a food channel.
Yeah.
We actually got word of his spot from Bill, the captain. We're like, what's the best place to eat in Hawaii or on your island? And he said, you should go see Brian. And he was talking so much about Brian's food that he's like, you know what? After this, I'm going to go over there for lunch. So we ended up going at night to Brighton's spot.
Yeah, and so it's just cool, like, right? It's like a word of mouth, the community that, you know, you really get to know, you get to know the places, right? Because we would have never ended up at Kona's bar and grill if it wasn't for Bill, right? And so it was just super cool because he was like, yeah, they both like grew up in the area.
Yeah, they're very local to the island.
And, you know, they love it. And he's like, I just love telling people about like the Hawaiian culture and, you know, telling people about like where they stay and where their home is, like, because we're visitors, right? We're tourists and we see it as for the beauty, but the history like adds so much more to it. And so I personally was like, I don't want to leave Hawaii. Obviously I wanted to come back to my kids. I was excited about that, but like the great part about it was like for like but the great part about it was like being welcome no matter who you are. I'm a brown person, and so being somewhere where you could feel like yourself and like feel like you're at home and there's no judgment and stuff, like that's what added. Everybody's so nice. Like we were like actually skeptical, like when we first pulled up and somebody was like, hey, you guys lost when we were at the resort. He was like, oh, just hop in the golf cart and like leave your bags here in the car. Some of you guys wait here. I'll drive you guys to the front and help you. And everybody's like, oh my god, like we were joking, like, oh, he's gonna kill us or something. I'm like, no, dude, this is our island vibes. Like everybody is so nice,
very nice
and so helpful. We're definitely gonna travel all the different islands again. We're gonna go back to Kona so we can go to Hilo too, because our friends got to do hiking and they got to do what is that thing called, zip lining and the Mandarin. We want to do that too when we have a little bit more time. And you know, stay tuned for my journey because I actually feel like I'm gonna become a pescatarian because the air is so fresh there. Like I have TMI for a little bit, but I have a really sensitive stomach, so anything sets it off. The 3 days I was there, I didn't have any stomach problems, dude, and I think it was because of the food. It was so fresh and the fish, and I'm like, I've never felt so light and not heavy and drained of energy. Like I felt so energetic out there. And baby daddy actually has really bad asthma.
And I didn't need my inhaler.
He didn't need his inhaler once. I'm talking about he uses his inhaler multiple times, including with preventative. And we were doing physical activity, and that is what I was worried about. But he didn't even need it once. And he also has like this thing with his throat that sometimes it like clogs up and it makes like that sensation that you're choking. That didn't happen once in Hawaii, so we were like, yo, my allergies were okay. Like it was just really awesome, and to learn about the history and stuff. And to kind of close off the video, I hope you guys also look into more into Mauna Kea. So that is the tallest mountain in the world. The tallest mountain in the world because it starts below sea level. It's also taller than Mount Everest, to kind of put into perspective. I think he said 10 times taller.
Yeah, it's all underwater, though.
And most of it's underwater, but Mauna Kea is something that people are fighting for. They're trying to build a telescope up there, but for many different nature reasons, some of the locals are fighting against it. One thing that we did learn while we were out there is that it's their main water source for fresh water. So the construction of this telescope can, mess that up and can mess up the ecosystems, the beautiful ecosystems that us tourists take for granted and really enjoy when we go to Hawaii. So there are people who are risking their lives, who are using their bodies as barriers onto, the telescope. And when talking to the locals, we found out a lot of some of them see the side of the telescope for research and all that, but a lot of other people see the other side of the ecosystem is so fragile, right? It's already been they've had to fight to protect a lot of it already. They lost a fight to a telescope before being built there. And so when I found that out, that it was one of their main water source for fresh water, I totally see and support them, because that will change Hawaii. That will change the Big Island. If that water source is messed up with, it's going to change their whole ecosystem, the fish and the food that they enjoy and that they live off of and thrive off of. This is their livelihood. A lot of people are fishermen. A lot of people send people out for these sea excursions, and that could really mess up everybody's business. And so I really hope that you guys look into supporting them. We hopefully will want to support and donate some to So yeah, all these places that we enjoy, we also want to protect it too as outsiders.
So make sure you go on the Seaquest voyages and check out Kanoa Bar and Grill if you're ever in Kona Bar and Grill if you're ever in the Big Island.
And then also look a little bit more into Mauna Kea and the fight against the telescope. So yeah, we are signing out, guys, now. We will be back for another video on Saturday, Sunday, whatever day. Saturday or Sunday, one day on the weekend. Alright, guys. Have a good one. Peace.
We got Captain Bill with Seaquest. A few questions we want to ask you. How long have you been in Hawaii?
I moved home in 2006.
Where are you originally from?
I'm actually from Hawaii, but I spent a lot of my time on the East Coast.
Nice.
My father was in the Marine Corps.
Nice. So what's one thing you want people to know about Hawaii?
Wow, that's a really good question. I want to share the beauty of Hawaii with my guests. And that's one of the reasons why I'm out there. To help educate them and show them the beauty of Hawaii.
Awesome. If there's one thing that you would suggest tourists to do out here in Hawaii, besides the awesome Seaquest tour, what would you recommend?
I like to go to the beaches. I like to go hang out on the beach.
Anything you want to say to America?
I love you guys. And
Awesome.
I feel so blessed to be out with this family today.
Awesome. And this is Captain Bill signing out with Seaquest Tours.
So we just came back from the Seaquest trip.
Seaquest was awesome.
We
highly recommended.
Swam, we snorkeled with the fishes. It was awesome. I got a super big tan. We leave tomorrow. And the crazy part about it is we should have did the manta ray, huh?
Yeah, we were gonna do the manta ray one, but we weren't able to.
Because I was scared. So maybe next time we come, we will do the manta ray. And it should be super duper exciting. But this island glow though. Okay.
Yo, man.
Okay.
Get me right on film though, cuz.
But we're also excited to return to our babies and give them all of the little gifts that we got them, and we will bring them here to the islands one day. Like I say, if you're someone Oceania, Polynesian, all islands is your home.
Stay tuned. What's going on? We're here with Brian with Sun Dried Specialties.
Kona Grill House now.
Oh, Kona Grill House now.
Changed the name back in February, rebranded.
Okay, so, where were you raised?
I was raised right here in the same 2 minutes away.
How long have you been running this business?
20 years.
If there's one thing you wanted people to know about Hawaii, what would that be?
You know, the island has, Hawaii is actually, we call it the melting pot. Everybody's nice and friendly, you know, Hawaii is unique because it's kind of like everybody's like treated like family here. Like you guys walked in, we treat you like family here. You know, it's not like gonna come in, get out, you know. we treat everybody like family, so everybody comes in here. And that's why I opened this, is because kind of like the family style everybody's friends here. Everybody comes hang out. You know, like when you walking through what that Cheers, hey Vern or whatever.
Yeah.
So this was kind of like what this is. Just kind of hang out, enjoy.
So if visitors do come to your restaurant, what's the one thing you would suggest to them?
You know, of course, all the fresh fish because you know we bring fish in every day. I either have my fishermen to bring in, or I outsource to wholesalers to bring in fresh every day. And you know, of course, you had the fish burger. So that's our signature fish burger with the lobster crab cake is the one that I always recommend.
Is there anything you want to say to America?
Hey, come on back to Hawaii and enjoy Hawaii, you know? So
Awesome. Well, we got Brian with Kona Bar Grill, and thank you for having us today, sir.
oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming by.